I've asked my parents to peacefully leave my store and they refuse to leave. So I've called the cops because I want the cops to remove these evil people from my store. I need you guys to leave the store. The cops are on their way. Okay. So please leave. Thank you. Stand outside. I don't want any charges. I just want you to get out. Because until you apologize to me, I don't want to hear your bullshit. You need a doctor, Jen. You need a therapist. You and Dad are fucked up. We're going to go to the hockey game next week because you'll apologize to me in the next few days. But if this is what it takes for you guys to wake up and realize that you're mental and psychological abusers, then get the fuck out of my store. Get out of my store right now. Get out of my store. Get up. Look at you. They're not leaving. They're not leaving. They're not leaving, so I'm walking out of the store. The cops will remove you. I mean, isn't this shocking? They won't leave. They won't leave my store. It's my mattress store that I manage the store, and Rory Sorensen owns the store. And my parents, who neglected me for 20 years, my parents got divorced when I was 8. When I was a kid, they would scream, they would fight. My dad would always leave. He'd run off somewhere. I don't know if he cheated on my mom or wherever he was going. I have no idea. But my dad would pull my arm at the door and my mom would pull my other arm, right? An 8-year-old, two selfish people, right? Pulling an 8-year-old one direction and another direction, right? So then it took 4 years for that divorce to go down. There was punching, there was fighting, there was shouting, there was yelling, there were bills that couldn't be paid. My dad would buy lottery tickets all the time at the store. He would go to concerts we couldn't afford. The power got turned off. There were times I had to stay at my grandparents' house because they were so violent and couldn't get along. It was terrible. And then the worst part was, I love my grandma and grandpa to death. My grandma, rest in peace, my grandpa's amazing. But, you know, we weren't allowed to talk about how bad it was. It was just like, kids, you're here. Don't worry about your parents. They'll grow up, you know. So, long story short, the cops are here, and I'll have them remove my parents from the store. And it was a good coincidence because I brought 24 donuts to the cops' office this morning at 7:30. So, obviously, you know, that was good karma. How you doing?
Zach?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm Zach. I love the cops. I love the police. It's just my parents need to leave.
Okay, where are your parents at?
They're just inside. They have no weapons. They're harassing me. I don't want any charges. I just want them to leave.
Okay. Do you work here or something?
So my best friend owns this store. Her name's Rory Sorensen. I'm the CEO of the store.
Oh, okay. So you work here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your parents are here just giving you a hard
harassing
time?
me. Yep. So when I was a kid, they didn't physically abuse me, but they mentally and psychologically abused me really bad. And so I finally admitted to them, hey, like, I need to just get away from you guys. And when I did that, they got really upset. So now they're here telling me that I need a therapist, even though they, you know. So again, long story short,
nothing like that. You just
I just want them exactly.
Right.
But nope, they're in the store. There's only 2 people in the store, and it's my stepmother and my father. So I'll stay out here. I won't bother you guys. And yeah.
Do they drive this Mustang? What do they drive?
Wait 1 second. They drive the Nissan Platinum thing over there. Can I just record? Do you mind if I record? Just to kind of.
No, I want you to stay out here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So my parents are so crazy. They're so in love with themselves that they're going to come to my mattress store that I'm the CEO and director of, right? I know I don't own it. My former fiance owns it, but we're best friends, and she's kept me here. And I mean, what else do you want from me? I'm a good guy. Everyone knows I'm a good guy. These are the 2 people in my life that are super evil. They don't love me. They just want to control me. They wish there was still a law where you could get people locked up because you don't like them. How many people have had, you know, their lives stolen from them because of bad policing, you know, because they'll call the cops and they'll lie to the cops, and then the cops don't know what to do, right? This is the kind of situation where our cops are amazing. Cape Coral cops are just absolutely the best, right? So I'm not worried at all. But, you know, these people, they're going to meet their match with my parents. I mean, they're out of their mind. I mean, they're just out of their mind. I love them. I pray for them. I want to have a relationship with them. I'd love to go to the Everblades hockey game with them next week. I have my own comedy show June 17th. That would be great to go to, you know. I bought 10 tickets in the front row. I was going to give them 2. And what did I asked them to apologize to me. I just asked them to apologize to me. They can't even do it. They're just like, Zach, I have a therapist on the phone for you. It's like, no, guys, you need a therapist. You guys abused me for 20 years. It's like, you need a therapist. I don't need a therapist. But it's crazy, right? These manipulators with a 28-year-old, right? Who's successful. You know, I got student loan debt, but I'm a successful guy. A lot of people like me. A lot of people in Cape Coral knew who I am. And it's not because I'm special. It's not because I'm good looking. It's because I'm generous. People know I give my time to my church, to my Rotary Club. They know I donate things to people. Like, I'm not trying to brag, but it's just the point is, like, I'm not a bad person. My parents won't leave my mattress store. So here we are with the cops. I mean, the cops are still in there. I mean, like, these people won't leave the store. You know, it's like people look at them and they're like, oh, these are like regular white people that drive a Nissan Pathfinder, right? So it's like they're like, how could these two middle-aged people that are dressed nicely and drive a nice car, how could they possibly be a problem, right? It's like they are. It's like back in the 1940s and 50s, you used to be able to beat your kids. And even though it was illegal, they thought it was like corporal punishment, right? And then sometime maybe around the 60s, 70s, or 80s, people were like, hey, you can't beat up your kids anymore. So you know how our parents got that anger out? You know how they did it? They just they psychologically beat their kids down. I know people I know a Colombian man, and pardon the language, but he had a black mother and a white father, and he was... Sure.
You can stay on the phone, man.
Sure.
We're going to shave it. It's hot.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I know you got the full body thing.
No, don't worry. I'm used to it. So, just be honest with me, man. I don't. Your parents are in there are telling me one thing, and you're telling me something else. I'm trying to find out where I could.
Right. So here's the thing. They're dressed nicely. My mom's a nurse. My dad is a salesperson.
Yeah.
And they're very good at manipulating. That's why you guys walk in there and you're like, well, they seem reasonable. You know, maybe the kid outside is crazy, but the thing is, this is what I dealt with my whole life. Just really evil people.
Okay.
Again, they don't work here. They don't own this store.
Sure.
I'm the CEO and creative director, right? And what are they? She is a nurse in Naples, and my dad works in Miami. Guess who does more for the community? Me. I live here.
What I'm trying to figure out is why they're telling me all this stuff about your psychiatrist and the doctor that you're seeing and something about a Baker Act. Fill me in on that.
Again, this is a total lie. You can go to Dr. Sher. My doctor's Dr. Sherry's up on Vizcaya.
Okay.
And he can verify that I lost 70 pounds in the last 2 months.
Okay.
I've never been healthier. I just had a blood test done on this arm yesterday.
Okay.
And I can show you all of my results.
Do you know what doctor they're talking about? Psychiatric doctor?
This is the thing. My mother's a nurse.
Yeah.
Right? So what she always, this is what my mother does to my dad. I have to be honest now because now they've told you lies. So I have to tell you the honest truth.
Sure, man.
My dad and my mom will get in funny arguments over something and she'll go like, well, I could just stick a needle under your finger and kill you. That's the kind of dark humor that my folks use. So I am used to laughing at them threatening to kill each other.
Making all that stuff up?
Yes. And this is the thing. They have weapons at their house. I don't want you to take their weapons away. But I need you to understand that if they're going to start telling... I don't own a gun. I don't own a single gun.
Sure.
I don't own any weapons.
I'm not even here over guns or firearms.
But they want a Baker Act without... They don't even know what the Baker Act is. They don't even know what it is.
That's why
they're stupid.
Okay, so you're saying that they're making all that up about... She mentioned something about you the last 2 weeks. You've been acting...
Can I show you the text messages?
Sure.
Let me show you.